Hi guys, Thomas here, and in this lesson we're going to be looking at Maybellene by Chuck Berry to go hand in hand with our Chuck Berry course. Really cool song with an interesting little rhythm pattern and then some great ideas in the solo. So when you're ready, grab your guitar and let's get going. So the best place to start is of course the intro. We've got a short little lick. We're in the key of B flat major, okay? So our lick sounds like this. Kind of a bit of a strange one, and actually on the track you can hear Chuck kind of scoff it a wee bit, but they just decided to keep going. So we've got this hammer from 3 to 5 on the D string, up to 3 on the G, and then coming to 5 on the G, 6 on the B, hitting it twice. Now I'm going, after that first hit I'm stopping, I'm letting go of the pressure and then applying it again. And I get that little silence in between. Yeah. Hitting this 3 on the G, and then hitting this 2 more times. And that's the intro, short and sweet. Okay, now there's this main rhythm part. There's only 2 sections to the song, and one of the sections is just the same chord over and over. So let's look at the first section, which is the chorus, where he sings the line Maybellene. Okay, so we're starting with an B flat in an A shape. The way I'm doing this is index finger on the 1 on the A string, and then I'm using my pinky to bar the D, G, and B on the 3rd fret. And then I've got the high E string muted, as well as the low E string muted. This means that on my picking hand, I don't need to be super accurate. I'm always trying to be accurate, but these being muted means if I do mess up, we're not going to hear it. So once you've got your chord, it can be a little tricky to get the finger across. But once you've got this, you could do a 3rd finger as well, but I prefer pinky. The rhythm's quite simple and repetitive. It's pluck the root note, let go, hit the rest of the chord with a chop. So I'm hitting that hard, and then immediately after hitting it, letting go of the pressure. After that, my index finger is just coming to the E string on the 1st fret, and then hitting the chord again. So we get this. Now slow, it sounds like a kind of comical backing or something like that. But when we speed it up, it gets pretty funky, pretty groovy. So really just the speed there, 2 components, this moving root note, just back and forth on the 1, and then being able to get that chop. And this is just pluck, down, pluck, down, pluck. The chop's the key thing about the rhythm. Don't hold it. And we don't want to hear any notes ringing. We've got to hear total silence in between the chop and then the other root note. So that's what we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 2 bars. Then we're moving up to an E flat. So the exact same shape is moving up to the 6 on the A, and we're doing the same thing, the same movement now. 6, 6. Okay. Doing it for 1 bar, and back down to our B flat for 1 bar. So 2 bars of the B flat, 1 on the E flat, 1 on the B flat. Then we're moving to an F bar chord, 1, 3, 3, 2, and maybe a 1. He's not hitting all of it. You can hit all of it if you want. It doesn't matter if you play, like, no, don't play the E string or the B string. He's keeping it a little bit boomier, so he's not hitting those top ones. So he here is going E string, root note, chop. He's trying to skip the A string because that is the note he needs to alternate the bass with. Chop, A string, chop, E string, chop, A string. So trying to hit, say, like the D, G, B. And then back to a B flat. So the whole of that chorus sounds like this. 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is the whole chorus. And then the verse is even better. It's just B flat doing that over and over. And the beauty is you don't even need to count how many bars, because you just keep doing that until you hear him sing Maybellene, the hook in the chorus again. You just keep going B flat. I haven't counted it. I would guess it's probably like 8 bars, but I don't need to worry about it. I just keep doing B flat, and then when I hear him sing Maybellene, I know we're back at the start of the chorus and I'm counting my chords through there. So that's all the rhythm parts, nice and easy. We've just got a little outro to look at as well. That's going to sound like this. Okay, so pretty similar to the intro. We've got the same hammer from the 3rd to the 5th on the D, up to the 3rd on the G. Into this double stop, the 5 and the 6 on the G and B with a little bend. Just up, down. Hit it twice. Then off to that 3 on the G string one more time. Followed by this. So that is a little slide, okay, more kind of little dyads. Sliding from the 5 and 4 on the G and B, up 2 frets to the 7 and 6. Hit it twice. Moving it back down to the 5 and 4. Hitting it with a slide one more time, then off to 3 and 3 of the G and B. So 1, 2, 3. One more time in total. And that's it for all the intro and the rhythm parts. Now we just need to look at the solo. Okay, so with Chuck Berry's solos, the best way to approach them is to think of the idea he's going for and try and emulate that, rather than trying to play the solo exactly 100% the same way he does, because he never plays these solos the same way. He just plays these kind of ideas in whatever form they take on the day. So we're going to look more so at the ideas rather than worrying about the exact rhythmic placement of everything, particularly across these really tricky rhythmic displacements that he's doing. And we're just thinking about what's the kind of rhythm that he's feeling and where is he roughly going to change into the next idea. So we're starting with this really elongated repetition of, right? And it's just 2 notes. But it's his rhythm that's so great about it. So we're in B flat, using the minor pentatonic or a mix of the major and minor pentatonic. If you want to see more about this, check out our Chuck Berry course where we go into depth about how he uses these scales. But we are in this area, around the 6th fret. Our first bend is going to be the 8 on the G, and we're bending up, full tone, and then hitting the 6 on the B. So we're bending into the note that we're hitting. Now he's repeating this over, 8 bars, really. It's nearly 8 bars. He starts a little bit before the bass, so. So really, we're going to look at what his general idea is, kind of the general beat, and that's just hitting it all on the beat twice, right? 1, 2. And then after that, he's going to displace the rhythm, right? So he's basically doing the same thing, but he's shifting it around in the beat. Now he's going to do it on the 16th note before the beat. So it sounds really different, where it sounds like it's faster. And he's going to have these different variations on the rhythm that he's shifting around to get this different feel by playing the exact same 2 notes. So his main 2 is this on the beat, 1, 2, and then that just before the beat, like a 16th note, 1, 2, 3. So kind of like 2 at a time, 2 on the beat, then 2 off, and then 2 on, and 2 off. And really, you can play with messing around with that rhythmic displacement. It's something he does all the time. And seeing what you can come up with really about, do you want to push it? Do you want to delay it? Can you get it to feel good? It's all just about what's the rhythmic feelings going for. And you can hear when it's on the beat and then versus when it's coming before the beat, the energy difference there and the way he's kind of manipulating that rhythm is really cool. Then the other way he's going to do that is instead of having a 16th note early, he's going to have a 16th note late. And with these three variations, you get loads of options and loads of combinations. And they're really cool, really quite tricky to feel. So that would be going on the, like the E. So 1 E and a 2 E and a, but at speed. You think about hitting that beat. I like using like my head or something like a physical anchor to the beat. And he's really just mixing those three versions of the rhythm on the beat, then a 16th note before the beat, and then a 16th note off the beat. And he's usually putting it kind of on the beat in between those to kind of cycle between those. So on, then before, then on, then before, then on, then off. Some version like that. There's an example. Now, the main thing is, how long does he do that for, and when does he break out of that idea, and what does he play when he breaks out of that idea? So he's playing that basically across 8 bars. He starts a little bit early, and in that 8th bar is when he's going to change, and he's going to go with this, like. So it's kind of coming off what he was doing. So it's really smooth the way he gets into it. It's really great. So first the lick and then where it is. So we're just adding on to what we've got, our bend, up to the 6. Rolling across then to the 6 of the E. And then hitting this bend on the B string, the 9th fret. Classic sort of rock and roll, pentatonic blues lick. Now he's doing it pretty fast. So you got to build up that speed to get it really flowing, really grooving here. But that's what he's playing. And then he's ending with a 6 on the B, down to an 8 on the G. With that little pause. And that space is really welcome because he's just played notes consistently up to that point. Really quite fast, aggressive notes. So you can just have a go. Don't worry about, I mean, if you want, you can pull your hair out trying to get exactly the way it is on the track. It's certainly a good challenge. But don't worry about trying to do it the exact same way. Just think about, can you get those rhythmic placements? You can listen to him as examples of where he's going to put them to help guide you along with it. So where this lick is happening now, so this lick is coming at the start of the 8th bar. So he's doing this kind of manipulation and displacement for 8 full bars, or 7 full bars really. Really tricky, really great, really energetic. Then we get to this 8th bar and it's beat 1. Followed by this lick. Really cool. So he's going 6 on the high E, down to 8 on the B. Now we're kind of in like a major shape. Then this, that's 6 to 7 on the G, down to 8 on the B, sorry, on the D, down to 5 on the D, back to that 8. But it's really fast, so you gotta try and get that speed. And this is a hammer on 6 to 7. So a little slower. So that's the first kind of run through, and then we get to the second run through, or the second progression of the chords, and that's starting with this lick. Really cool. So kind of connecting the two, he's starting with this classic lick just towards the end of. Again, pretty fast, right? He's really moving quickly across here. So we're doing this bend on the 8 or the G, and then that roll 6 to 6, the same thing we've had before. Really quickly shooting up. To this triad, right? So this is 10, 11, 10 on the GBE, but he's doing this semitone slide into it each time. So he's going, then letting go, letting go. So he's doing this 5 times. The last one being on the beat. So not only is it tricky with the speed, but the placement of them. So you really got to listen to the track, and I would advise actually going on YouTube and slowing it down. It's really great for that, and you can try and get exactly where they are. It's pretty intuitive feeling, but to try and explain where it is very difficult. So I think you're best trying to just play along with the track, slow down to get exactly where those are. So we're doing those 5 times. The 5th time just being kind of held on the beat. Then 4 times again, each slid. And then we're down to this, more triads now. 8, 8, 8 on the top 3. 7, 6, 6. Back to the 8, 8, 8. Back to the 7, 6, 6. So. Really cool, sounds awesome, but very tricky to play, particularly at the speed of this track. Following that is a typical kind of Chuck Berry lick, which is to do this double stop. In this key, it's on the 8, 8 of the G and B. Down to the 6, 6, and then down to the 8 on the D. So in that pentatonic shape again. Hitting it twice with a little bend. Again, down to the 6, 6, 6, down to the 8. Sort of a little bit easier than the phrase that came before. So. And he's putting just a little note in before that, like a 6 on the G, before going into that. Straightforward compared to what's come before it. Okay, and then finishing up, he is playing this. Down to some double stops, Chuck Berry's favorite. We're going 8, 8 on the A and D. Off to the 6, 6 on the D and G. And then again, this time now up to the 8, 8 on the D and G. Twice before we go back to the 6, 6. And then down to the 8, 8 on the A and G. So this phrase. And that takes us to the end of the solo. So again, some really cool ideas in there. Rhythmically, it's often best to try and listen and just get the feel for it, but also then just to take those ideas and see if you can manipulate them the way you want to, place them rhythmically where you want to. Okay guys, that has been it. That's all the parts of the song. Very fast song, very tricky in some of those solo sections, really cool phrases. So hopefully you enjoyed that. You can take some of those things away, get them into your own arsenal, and I'll see you in the next one.